Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about alternative medicine, but before we do that, I just want to remind you, I've got over 75 different videos on here about different health and fitness topics. Go to the video section, watch some different topics that may interest you, and feel free to subscribe. The more of these videos you'll watch, the more clues you'll get, and subliminal messages, things about where the treasure's buried. So I encourage you to do that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about alternative medicine, also known as Eastern medicine or New Age type of therapies. 15 years ago, I wrote a blog post about alternative medicine and gave my opinion on it. It was pretty much one-sided, made a lot of generalities and stereotypes with it. But I'm just going to share with you where I was at 15 years ago and share some of these insights really quick with you. So I said basically there's 4 areas. It's a spectrum, and you start here and you end up here. I called it a slippery slope. So I said the first area are people that get like massages, they do meditation, fasting, yoga, that sort of thing. Those are people that are more likely to kind of begin the process here. And then you move to, and those are normal things, everyone does that. And then we go to phase 2, the second group here. People are a lot more into essential oils, aromatherapy, more into organic foods. They're more likely to see a chiropractor, do cleanses, that sort of thing. So that's the second group. Again, that's pretty standard for most people, taking care of themselves. And then we move into this third category, and this is where eyebrows start to rise and people wonder what's going on and question things. So this includes practices like acupuncture, homeopathy, hair testing, reflexology, iridology, and then you got things also like crystals and astrology. You start really getting out there. And then we move to the fourth one, which is basically full-blown witch doctor. I had a friend once that went and saw a practitioner for some health issues, and she said she came out and wanted to discuss her nutrition with her. She had a little, like a bowl, or like a little cup. It was like a Yahtzee cup, a wooden one, and there was these bones in it. She'd shake it up and put it on the table, and depending how the bones would fall, that way she could tell her what nutrients she was deficient in her nutrition. So again, science. So again, there's that extreme from insane stuff just to everyday common practices, anywhere in between there. So my opinion on alternative medicine has changed quite a bit over the last 15 years. I'm much more open-minded than I used to be. A couple of reasons for that. One is my wife used to be a medical transcriptionist. She would type up all the notes from doctors when they meet with patients and do the summary of it. And she said of the thousands and thousands of those that she compiled over time, she could only remember maybe a handful of times when the doctor would even ask them about their nutrition, what they've been eating for some of the problems they were encountering, which I thought was interesting. But they were also very quick to prescribe medications for things. And she said some of the people she typed reports for would have 8 or 9 or even more prescriptions they were on for different things. And then the doctor would prescribe something and say, well, you need to take this to counterbalance the effects of this one if you're taking these together. So sometimes they just went crazy with prescriptions. Now, please don't think I'm bashing modern medicine with this. I've got a lot of respect for any medical professional. They put in so much sacrifice and hard work and training to get where they are. I totally appreciate what they do. But I do think even despite our advances in modern technology, it's kind of like if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Also, since that time, my wife has become an alternative medicine practitioner. She is a body talker. She does homeopathy, all kinds of stuff. And it's things that a lot of people roll their eyes at. In fact, I saw this, it was kind of funny. I saw this Instagram post the other day, and it reminded me so many things I've heard in the past in this community. This made me laugh. It says, trying to have a conversation with people, and they keep saying vibes, energy, toxic, manifest, soul, spirits, and the universe every 2 seconds. Another thing that I think is funny is how a lot of these practitioners come across as being, strange, kind of mysterious. It's like there's a mystique to their practices, like people don't know about it. It reminds me of the Bene Gesserit. So I just want to remind you, there's good and bad in all fields. There are doctors that try and push people into having back surgery before they try any other therapeutic modality first. There's some that overprescribe like crazy. And then you've got doctors that are amazing. They care about their patients, very knowledgeable. So there's an extreme there. And the same thing goes with these alternative practitioners. There are people who are working outside of their scope of expertise. They're making crazy claims about stuff. They're telling people to do things that might not be safe. They might be, just quackery, like a charlatan selling snake oil.
$1 a bottle. It works wonders on wounds.
Works wonders on just about everything, huh?
It can do most anything.
comes it with stings.
And then there are others who are very effective and honest and intuitive, and they help their clients improve their health by letting their body heal itself. So it's not the kind of thing I think where you have to choose one or the other, but you can pick the best of both worlds. You'll even see this in religion. You know, you've got people that are sincere, great faith, are looking to serve other people and make a difference, and then there's people in there that are looking to make some money.
Demons! Demons out!
That's great.
So I think there's a time and a place for traditional and alternative medicine. Recently, been aware of a woman in a village nearby who got hit by a car. Both of her bones in her lower leg snapped and just are offset like that. And she didn't get it set, but she had an herbalist come who's been putting lotion on her legs and coming to help her with that regularly. But it's been over a month and her bones are still not set and she can hardly walk because that's not what she needs. You know, she needs something else. I think of people who are having organ transplants or complicated heart procedures or separating Siamese twins. Obviously, there's a time and a place for surgeries and more invasive procedures like that. You know, I wouldn't want someone to come in and put geranium oil and lavender on me if I have an injury that needs surgery on. So it just depends. But again, it's not one or the other, but you take the best of both when it's appropriate. It's easy to see good and bad examples of any type of procedure or medical discipline out there. So what I encourage you to do is to determine what's best for you and your family. Avoid things that you know are harmful. Look for things that you know are beneficial. And that's always a challenge, just trying to sort out the truth. I no longer look at alternative medicine and just judge it harshly like I used to. Although there's still a lot of things where I still have to raise my eyebrows or bite my tongue when I hear about it that don't make any sense, that I don't believe are correct. But again, to each his own. I'm curious to know if there are any alternative practices that you use that have benefited you that maybe others might frown on or look down on or not understand. Feel free to leave those in the comments if there's anything you'd like to share.